Well, folks, it's happened again. I don't know how this keeps happening. Every time we book a big guest on this show, Ben somehow gets stuck in just the worst Los Angeles traffic we've ever seen. I know he's going to be really bummed that he missed this one, but with everything going on, we had to proceed with the interview. He's only got a little bit of time. Today we have a friend of the show back on. Liver King is here to discuss the recent controversy. Let's bring him out here. Liver King, could you come on out?
Liver King here. How are you doing?
I'm great. It's really good to see you. Thanks for coming back.
I see you've been hitting the gym.
Oh, you know, always.
You look good.
Always. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You look...
Oh, we made a little fart sound with our hands.
We did make a little bit of a fart there. That's primal when you make your hands fart?
Oh, all kinds of... Any kind of human sound, like when you have sex with your wife and your chest bump and it makes a fart sound.
That's primal.
It's primal. So...
Now,
thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. I know it's a sensitive time for you.
Yeah, it is a very sensitive time.
And I got to say, I respect you not... A lot of people would be hiding right now, right?
Sure. So, Liver King doesn't hide. Liver King...
Confronts. He faces his problems.
Yes.
So recently there's been some leaked emails.
Yes.
Because your big thing has been that Liver King is all natty.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
But some leaked emails have come out that you might be spending up to $10,000 a month on steroids.
Listen,
I'm listening.
Email.
No, I'm Emil.
Emil.
Yeah,
Pardon
your
me.
emails got leaked.
Touche. I have to correct you. It was actually $12,000 a month.
Okay.
That I was using all kinds of different hormones. And listen.
So you're spending even more money.
Even more money.
Oh.
Yes. I figured that the best thing to do is just get out in front of this thing and own it and apologize and move on and say that I'm sorry to everyone because I definitely, Liver King made a mistake.
Wow.
I have a lot of liver remorse and it hurt my liver heart.
Yeah.
And my liver.
Sure.
To have upset so many of my fans. And if it's okay with you, I thought that it would be appropriate for me to put these complex emotions into the form of a poem.
I love that. It's more than okay with me.
May I read it?
Please.
I'm going to need my glasses because even though our ancestors didn't use eyewear, there are benefits of modern technology that enable me to, well, you know, do things like read emails.
Sure.
So
you're no longer going natty on the eyes.
No. Listen, this is a whole rebranding for me, but anywho.
You look good in the glasses.
Thank you. So the title of this poem is Liver Sorry. Roses are red. Liver is king.
Okay.
But it looks like it's time to tell you something. I was a big liar. My pants were on fire. My muscles were huge because of the steroids I used. Yes, my bank account grew bigger as my balls shrunk in size. But there is no steroid to take back the lies. I let down my family, my friends, and of course, Chef Lionel. I guess that all along, it was me who's subprimal. Inside this liver man, it's just a little liver boy standing in front of a boy asking him to love her.
Was that last part Notting Hill?
I must have been watching it last night, and as I was falling asleep, finishing the poem, I think I took Julia Roberts' line and added it as the final stanza.
Okay. Well, everything else was great.
Thank you.
I just think for an apology poem, you want to keep it original because you are, you know.
That's true. Well, listen, so I know I've got to get out of here soon, but because in light of this new controversy, obviously my credibility has been in the shitter, and I can no longer sell my Liver King pills and beef liver products. So no
more supplements.
No more supplements, but I do, because I am an entrepreneur and I am primal, I am pivoting and I am going back to my roots You may not guess it just from looking at me, but I'm a big candy guy. I love
wouldn't have
candy
guessed.
so much. And I thought, why not combine the things that I love most in this world, protein and candy?
Okay.
So I'm coming out with Liver King protein branded gummy worms.
I love that. And you have them here?
Liver King branded gummy worms.
Wow.
There you go.
And so
these are made with real cow liver.
And they're packed with protein.
They're jam-packed with protein, gelatin, and a little bit of sugar.
Are you now the Candy King?
I am the Worm King.
The Worm King.
Yes, that's my new moniker. I am the Worm King.
I love that.
Yeah.
So can we
go ahead, take a bite. Let me know how you feel.
You go first.
No, I can't. They're okay. I'm worried that my beard hair is gonna get in my mouth.
Sure.
So, anyway, you go ahead. I hear Liver Wife calling me. I better go.
Okay, I'll eat them well.
Yeah, these are for you.
Oh,
free
thank
product. You can go to what was it? Worm King. Wormking.com/liver and get yourself some
worms.
Worms.
Some protein worms.
Worm King out.
Welcome back to Hockey at the Beat, man. Kramer, when I get done with you. Yeah. Are you ready for a Trillionaire mindset? Fill me up, Arrow. Bitcoin solves this. Bitcoin 100,000.
Ben, you're never going to believe who was just here.
I'm gonna not what?
You're never going to believe who was just here.
I know who was just here. I saw him in the parking lot.
Oh, you saw him?
Yeah, he said that he gave me some gummies.
He left us a bunch.
Oh man, they were delicious. I had my fill, so
Yeah.
I can't have any of these.
Yeah.
But wow,
Good. Well,
he's a really nice guy.
Yeah? He
Yeah.
seems nice. He seems more emotional than I would have imagined.
Yeah. I think it's because he's no longer on
Oh,
the
his
hormones.
body's going through.
Yeah, he's trying to. He's going through, as David Bowie would say, changes. He's
Right.
turning and facing the strange. Tell you that.
Nice. Yeah, a lot more emotional than I would have thought, but nice guy. Honestly, quite the poet.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, check out the disclaimer in the description box. You know how to do it, Steve Sluts. So sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's okay.
Jesus God.
You know what? I'm kind of glad it was just one of us. It felt like he really had the space to breathe and get his apology out and everything. And I'm glad we could be the platform he could get that out on.
How did he look?
Jacked.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, good.
he,
Good for him.
if he's natural now, I mean, it's really amazing body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he look tan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those sunshine walks he must be still doing because it's yeah, tan.
Okay.
Really,
cool.
really good.
Did his shoulders look good?
Everything about him.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
His pecs looked all right.
Huge, honestly.
Okay.
Very like, but not too big and still tone.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
You could tell that he's been going to the gym and eating well.
I mean,
100%.
yeah. It's like he only eats the worms.
Yeah. Well, he is the Worm King. Well, here we are, everybody.
Oh, one more update. We had so much fun going live.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing it again.
We are doing
And
live.
We fixed all the problems. All right. We're tired of your fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody gaslighting us, saying that the audio was bad. It wasn't bad. I think it was just on your end.
No, there was a little bit of a problem, but we fixed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
So it's gonna be really fun. We're gonna have the date for you just as soon as we figure it out.
yes.
We
We are also still on the hunt to the 50,000 subscriber count. It's going to come down to the wire. We might have to do a...
Oh, today is December 1st.
Yeah, what about it?
30 more days.
30 more days.
There's
so
30 more days.
you got just enough time to, I don't know, tell people or whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't know how any of this works. Create more YouTube accounts. But also, we might have a subscriber... What do they call that? A race?
It's a subscriber-a-thon.
A subscribe-a-thon?
Subscribe-a-thon.
Yeah, what do they call it?
Subathon.
Subathon. Subathon.
Thank you, Lucas.
Subathon was that's what we call the kink meetup I go to with in San Francisco.
That's funny. The Subathon. Hey, also, if you still want merch, head over to the store. The pink shirts with the notes are coming soon to you pink shirt buyers. Post yours when you get it. Share the love. And
No. Yeah, post the note you get.
Yeah, post the note.
Me and Ben, it took us about 16 hours to write.
Yeah. We weren't allowed to leave.
They wouldn't feed us.
Also, to the Ben Cell army, I see you. I salute you. But I have bad news.
What?
For the Ben Cells. Your leader, your fearless leader, will no longer be wearing glasses after this week. This is the final show of me wearing glasses as I am getting laser eye surgery.
For those of you who don't know, we were talking about Ben heads and Emil heads last week, and
yes,
the Ben heads have taken to calling themselves Ben Cells.
Did they, or did you name them that?
I didn't do it.
You didn't?
They literally go to the comments in the.
We don't need to. I believe you.
People were like posting the salute emoji and like proud Ben Cell.
Okay, all right.
One guy wrote, "I'm a proud Ben head," and then in parentheses, "I've never had a girlfriend."
Okay, I don't know what that's supposed to. I don't know what that has to do with me, buddy. I've had a girlfriend.
It is funny because we've been talking about doing a live show, not a live stream, a live in-person show, and now it kind of makes me.
Gonna be like the bride and groom side. There's gonna be a bunch of hot women and then a bunch of guys who look like me.
Just nervous guys in glasses.
Yeah. Oh, babu. Ay.
I don't know if we could put those two groups together.
Sure, we could. It'll be like oil and water, but with oil and water, even if you mix it around enough, eventually it forces it to mix together. Also, I've been getting so many messages. You guys keep asking me, and I keep giving you the same answer, and I'm sorry. It's not my fault, but the Treehouse is about to go live. It's almost there. It's going to be great. So that's it.
And my program is live, the one where we talk about being kind of jacked and that kind of like vegetarian stuff and, eating right. It's live.
What's it called?
Find it. That's
Mine is the Trader Treehouse. Yours is like Emil's bunker.
No, it's not a bunker.
Emil's 9/11 bunker or something.
Yeah, and mine's either
Hermit Cave,
half the price or double the price.
Ooh, interesting.
I haven't figured it out yet.
Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit.
Look, what's coming up? The holidays, right?
Yeah. Oh.
How busy are you? You're going around trying to do your holiday shopping. You're trying to do your food shopping. You're trying to get everything. Who's got your back?
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh, all right? They're making your life even easier. With quick and easy options like 20-minute meals and easy cleanup recipes allow you to enjoy good times around the dinner table with loved ones and less time in the kitchen, all right?
Man, I'll tell you one thing, bub. I struggle with finding recipes. I'll have so many bookmarks open on my internet browser, all these different things that I want to try. But this one takes 90 minutes. This one's got a prep time of 40 minutes. I mean, freaking hell, come on, man. So what I've been enjoying about HelloFresh, they got all these new dishes, all these recipes that I can get straight from them without having to scour the internet for a recipe. So recently I made this. It's this one-pot pork and black bean chili.
Ooh.
I love chili. I put some Frito chips in there, some cheese, some sour cream, little hot sauce. It was delicious, and the cleanup was so easy.
I love that. It's getting a little chilly in Los Angeles, too. Chilly for my chilly days. Now, look, with over 35 recipes, there's something to please everyone. You know me, I'm a picky eater, right? I'm a vegetarian. They got me covered. You can also easily customize your recipes by swapping proteins or sides, upgrading to choice proteins, or even adding protein to a veggie meal. Quality is HelloFresh's priority. Ingredients travel from the farm to your home in less than 7 days, so you know they're fresh. Plus, HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% less expensive than takeout. When you use HelloFresh, you are saving money on dinner with HelloFresh that you can put towards your holiday shopping.
Busy days and late nights. They call for more flexibility. You don't want to come home and have to cook something hard. That's why HelloFresh has plans that work with your schedule. You can change your preferences, you can change the delivery day and your address in just a few clicks. So go to hellofresh.com/trill70. Holy moly, and use code TRILL70 for 70% off plus free shipping. Oh my gosh, that's hellofresh.com/trill70 and use code TRILL70 for, you heard that right, folks, 70% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. So, as you guys have probably, let's get right into the show. We got headlines, baby. Well, Liver King was on steroids to the surprise of no one. I mean, this is not related to finance, but he did have...
It is kind of related because his whole business was based on being natty.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you take these
The ancestral
pills,
tenets.
you don't, yeah, if you take these pills, if you do these weird things, you'll be just like me. If you buy my products, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And,
you stink.
Much like a lot of American business ventures, it turned out to be a fraud.
It turned out to be smoke and mirrors. When do you ever see smoke and mirrors together?
Oh,
What, lighting up
like
a cigarette in the bathroom?
every magic show? That's the whole point.
Really? I've been to a magic show. I never see a bunch of smoke and mirrors.
That's the whole... I don't think you're supposed to see it.
I don't know. The obscuring or embellishment of the truth of a situation with misleading or irrelevant information. All right. Well, we're going to the Magic Castle next week. So
We are going to the Magic Castle. Also, I'm curious who these people are that thought he was actually natural.
I don't think that there were any. Legitimately, I don't think that there were.
Okay, well, because going online, everyone's like, scandal. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
We knew
Well, it's because everybody's...
there was no way this 45-year-old man looked like that naturally.
Yeah. His poor wife, liver wife.
I wonder if
He made her legally change her name.
Did he really?
Liver wife.
No way.
I'm joking.
Oh, God. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
He did make his kids change their name to Liver and Liver Boy or whatever. That's bad. I wasted all the juice on that first bit. Big news. Well, not big news, I guess. The House passed this bill to avert a rail strike, moving to impose a labor agreement.
It could potentially be big news. We don't know what's going to happen just yet. But, I mean, you might remember in September we were talking about this. Basically, rail workers were gearing up for a strike because of working conditions.
Right.
If you haven't seen that episode, there was, and it's a long time ago, but, you know, they're tired of the way they're treated. You know, it wasn't just low pay. A big part of it was working conditions. You know, since the 80s, they've cut their workforce by like, you know, they used to have 500,000 rail workers. Now we're at something like 120,000. And
wow.
Even since like, I think 2015, they've cut it by a huge percentage. And not only that, they're working on much longer train cars. It's the whole point is it's this thing called PSR, precision scheduled railroading, right? It's to make it it's the financialization of railroading. It's to make it as efficient as possible.
Margins maximized.
Yep.
Maximized.
Have to need the smallest workforce possible, and that leads to horrible conditions for the railroad workers.
Right.
So they were gearing up for a strike. It works weirdly with the railroad industry because of how important they are to the American economy. It's the Railway Labor Act. The government can step in and stop a strike.
Did not.
So the Biden administration, they stepped in and negotiated a deal between the railroad unions and the railroad owners, and then it went to a vote with rank and file. So that was back in September, and now the votes are coming in. It's 12 unions, okay? 4 of them voted it down. So, but those 4 unions are the largest, represents about 55% of the railroad workers.
Okay.
Again, Biden does not want a railroad strike right now.
Naturally.
When, you know, I'm not sure if people really understand what it means for, you know, how much of our economy runs on it. You're talking about, I think it's going to cost the economy $2 billion a day or something like that. And so, yeah, he's trying to get Congress to step in and force them to take the deal that they negotiated. The problem is a lot of people are going to see the deal and go, why aren't they taking it? You know, because there is a pretty decent wage increase. Okay. But the thing that's not in there is they had no sick leave right? And so they were like, we need sick leave. We need to be able to take the day off.
Just none at all.
Yeah. And
Zero sick leave. So
Yeah.
if you're sick, you just don't get paid?
yeah, there are pretty severe examples of, people. So last June, one middle-aged union engineer postponed a doctor's visit for work, then died of a heart attack on the job weeks later.
Awesome.
A conductor who spoke with the Times began feeling run down last year, but declined to see a doctor for fear of being disciplined for taking an unplanned day off. Instead, he waited months for the next doctor's appointment that aligned with a scheduled day off. He then learned he'd been suffering from an infection that could have been treated with medication weeks earlier, but would now require surgery. So, they're tired of their lives being like this. Not only that, because of the way precision scheduled railroading works, they end up constantly being on call, and they never have any control over their schedules. So the House just passed a bill that would force them to take the deal.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't be allowed to strike if they wanted to. But what also passed was another bill that would add an amendment to the contract that would include 7 days of sick leave.
7 days.
Yeah, but now it goes.
7 days feels like a lot. You get sick maybe 7 days out of the year.
Yeah, but now it has to go to the Senate and they have to approve it.
Mm.
And this is all going to be happening within the next week because I think December 9th is when a deal would have to be reached.
Is that this Republicans have a chance to really fuck the Democrats with?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Rubio?
so like they're kind of in a beautiful situation, right? Because
Who is?
the Republicans, because they all get to go, like, so, Republicans are going, taking to like Twitter and putting out statements, pretending like they're these pro-labor people. Marco Rubio, the railways and workers should go back and negotiate a deal that the workers, not just the union bosses, will accept. But if Congress is forced to do it, I will not vote to impose a deal that doesn't have the support of the rail workers. And Newt Gingrich is joining in. And, for him, it's like, if Marco Rubio doesn't vote for it and it doesn't go through, there's going to be huge implications for the economy and Joe Biden, right? And he also gets to be like, I stood up for labor. You know what I mean? And and this is all, Joe Biden likes to pretend he's what does he call himself? The most pro-labor president.
What is Marco Rubio? What is their beef? I don't understand what his problem is.
What do you mean?
Well,
so now it has to get approved in the Senate. Right? And so,
right, but how did he sell out? How did they sell out the rail workers?
Because rather than letting union workers and the unions use their leverage, which is saying, "Hey, we're not okay with these contracts you have us under.
Yeah,
we're going to strike unless you give us what we want." And what they want is sick leave, which is not that crazy.
Right.
The Biden administration stepped in and is taking that leverage away from them.
Gotcha.
Right, and forcing them to a deal.
That includes 7 days.
Well, it's unclear if it'll include the 7 days.
Ay. Can't they all just sit around, have some protein worms, and just get along? I mean, what cannot be solved over a plate of protein gummy worms?
Probably this.
Yeah.
Also, there's a video I put in there of. Yeah, so it's like a minute long, and it's just a compilation of how the media has been kind of covering this, and it's really unfortunate because they seem to be putting this on the rail workers of like, do you really want to do this?
A rail strike is one of the most disruptive and expensive things that can happen to an economy.
A rail shutdown or strike would disrupt supply chains.
A strike means food prices could skyrocket.
Many experts are saying would be an economic catastrophe.
That could mean a big shortage and massive price hikes. Even gas prices could increase.
They're not blaming the workers.
The economy $1 billion within the first week.
That would cripple the economy.
I'm not setting aside the concerns of your members, but are you and your members willing to stop the rails, in effect, and accept those costs to the U.S. economy?
Do you believe a strike is worth it if it cripples the U.S. economy and costs up to $2 billion a day?
More than $2 billion per day.
Is it worth it?
And on top of all of that, the holidays are right around the corner.
It's a little less than a month right before Christmas here.
Especially right before the holidays. President Biden warning, if that happened, it would devastate the economy if we had a strike like that. So joining me now to talk about this and a lot more is Bank of America. It's Brian Moynihan, Chairman and CEO, one of the biggest banks in the world.
So it's insane. Like,
that's funny. I was not expecting that.
No one's asking these fucking CNN anchors if they would continue to come to work if they never got a day off.
Yeah.
If they weren't allowed to take, sick leave. if they still had to come in if they were facing risk of a heart attack.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. Why don't you ask, Warren Buffett, who owns one of these huge railroads, why he won't just give in
Sure.
and give them some fucking sick leave.
Yeah. Well, because
and some control of their schedule.
You got to chase ever better profit margins and ever higher revenues. And
well, that is the reason, right? Because they can't give up this chase for PSR, and and it's odd, right? You see it and you go, well, they're so willing to give this big pay increase. Why can't they just compromise on some of this? Because if the workers have some control of their schedule, they can't keep doing that, right? They can't keep chasing that PSR.
Yeah. Also, why is it? Jesus Christ! Every other industry does just fine with structures in place that make it normal. Why does do they have so few rail workers that
they do? And that's so not only is it less, not only have they been reducing the size of the
firing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've also been doing longer trains, right? So some of these trains will be 3 miles long.
Cool.
And you'll have 2 people on either end of the train.
Dang.
And so if something goes wrong,
ghost train.
No, you'll have to get off the train and walk like 1.5 miles to go fix something.
Dang, man. Yeah, they got to get. You know what they should do?
What should
they
do?
should hire the hobos who ride on the trains for free. They're already riding the trains. Just pay them. Pay them. Hey, you want to hop on the train? We'll give you a ride across country, you friendly little hobo. But you just got to do one thing. 2 things. Don't piss and shit on the train.
No, they don't want more people. They don't want more workers.
Yeah, but you give the hobo a can of beans.
That's why the wage increases aren't a big deal to them, right? Because they're like, we're going to fire more people anyway.
Sure. You just got to find a bunch of Jack Kerouac types, a bunch of 20-year-olds who just read On the Road and give them unpaid train internships.
I'm not going to endorse this, but that's another.
I, Ben Kahn, endorse this idea. I don't really. I'm just messing around. But let's see. What else?
But yeah, we're going to see what happens within the next week.
Hopefully your Christmas won't get canceled. This little Jew will be laughing all the way to the Chinese restaurant.
Gulp.
Hey everybody, we want to take another quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode. You know it, I know it, we all know it. It's Uncommon Goods. Folks, your holiday shopping, you probably haven't finished it yet. And I know you, so I think you're panicking probably, but don't panic. We've got a secret source for incredible original gifts, and that place is Uncommon Goods. UncommonGoods.com has the absolute best gifts for everyone in your life. We're talking mom, dad, teens, in-laws, besties, your one and only, everybody under the sun. And guess what? It's not just stuff you can find just anywhere. No. Uncommon Goods has unique and creative gifts, often handmade by independent artists and makers. Now that's cool stuff.
You're going to be the favorite family member at every holiday party.
I already am, but
now
beef it up.
Doubly so, all right?
Double my lead.
Skip the gifts that scream last minute and find something truly original at uncommongoods.com. All right? With the holiday season quickly approaching, I've been shopping on Uncommon Goods to get really cool and unique presents this year, like a nitro cold brew maker for someone very special. I'm not telling you who it is. Plus, Uncommon Goods has great options for stocking stuffers that my friends and family are actually going to enjoy and use.
I've never stuffed a stocking before.
I got one you can stuff.
Yeah, I bet you do. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out-of-the-ordinary gifts anywhere. And they also have a cool program called Uncommon Experiences that are more than virtual classes. They're unexpected opportunities to have fun and connect in new ways, from things like tarot card reading, lunar astrology charting, cooking and mixology classes, crafts, gardening, and so much more.
From art and jewelry to kitchen, home, and bar, Uncommon Goods has something for everyone. Not the same lackluster gifts you could find just anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice.
Oh, that's nice.
They've donated more than $2.5 million to date.
That's not chump change. That's a lot of donations. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/trill. That's uncommongoods.com/trill for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. Oh, boy. So, in other news, Elon Musk, yeah, he's out there. He's doing stuff.
He's always going to do something.
He's always going to do something.
He's always going to do something.
But he's been he recently this week tweeted against Apple, saying that Apple, he's accurate, saying that they charge like 30% fees on the App Store. And he was saying that both Apple and Google have a dangerous hold on markets because they have this monopolistic control over the App Store and the Google Play Store, which is accurate, I think. But he also accused Apple of threatening to block Twitter from the Apple Store without saying why. And he noted that they stopped advertising on Twitter.
Yeah, but did you see this morning? He met up with Tim Cook.
Yeah, they took all he posted was a 2-second video of a fountain.
I know. And he said,
thank you so much for Tim Cook for showing me around the Apple campus.
But then he was like, we're all good.
Weird. I wonder if Tim Cook threatened him.
It's so weird. He didn't say anything that they talked about. And then he kind of took away all the stuff he.
Did he delete his tweets?
Yes, he did. He deleted the tweets about.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so
cool.
Just 5 seconds of the Apple campus. He did. I'm sure you can find screenshots everywhere, but
Good conversation.
Elon was posting that meme where the guy's turning off the exit real quick, and one was like paying Apple 30%, and the other one was like going to war.
Yeah. Wait, what was his tweet? What did he say? The follower? He said, "Good conversation. Among other things, we resolved the misunderstanding about Twitter potentially being removed from the App Store. Tim was clear that Apple never considered doing so." Oh, so this is his way of. All right, I will give him Nancy. I'll give him a Nancy Pelosi clap for
what? Throwing a hissy fit like a child and then just going like, "Oh, my mistake."
There was a misunderstanding.
Turns out I was wrong.
You know what? I'd like to revoke that. I'm taking it back because
turns out I was wrong.
The misunderstanding about Twitter is a chicken shit way of saying, yeah, I was totally wrong about that.
Also, I mean, he was wrong about the the advertising, I guess, but he isn't really wrong about the 30% thing. I mean,
no,
they totally have a stranglehold on that. I don't know if you. We talked about how Spotify added audiobooks to their platform.
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever clicked on one and tried to buy one.
What does it do?
You can't buy one on the app.
Really?
Because they don't. It's the same thing Audible does. Amazon does with Audible. They don't let you buy them through the app, which is very fucking annoying.
Okay.
Because if they did, Apple would take 30% of those sales.
Wow.
And they're like, there's no reason for us to give Apple 30% of every book we sell.
So how do you buy a book from Spotify?
With Audible, I think you have to go onto the Amazon website and you buy the Audible thing, and then it shows up in your
Audible app.
Oh. And then
same thing must be the case with Spotify. You do it on Spotify.com.
I think they send you an email. So look, audiobooks.
God, I hate emails.
They're recommending Where the Crawdads Sing. Let's do it. And see how it's got a little lock on it?
Yeah.
It says, want to listen? You can't buy audiobooks in the app. We know it's not ideal. And then, yeah, you get a little.
Huh. Well, so apparently Elon Musk is kind of living in denial. It ain't just a river down in Egypt. Did you just bonk your phone on your thing? What did happen?
I bonked my hand on the thing.
Because it turns out that having a very lax moderation policy just isn't good for, not only not good for advertisers, but it's not good for governments. The EU warned Elon that Twitter would face a ban over content moderation.
Yeah, they have a new Digital Services Act in the EU.
It's new?
I think within the past couple months.
Wow.
And they're basically giving Elon a chance. They're like, you're going to have to comply with this thing.
I can imagine him saying, I'll do it myself. I've got such a big brain. I think a million thoughts a minute. I can handle it.
Some hardcore coders.
Yeah. They're searching for words that they will ban, and that should be enough.
Yeah, but this is what they're looking for. But like, Twitter will have to implement transparent user policies, significantly reinforce content moderation and protect freedom of speech, tackle disinformation with resolve, and limit targeted advertising. All of this requires sufficient AI and human resources, both in volumes and skills. I look forward to progress in all these areas, and we will come to assess Twitter's readiness on site.
Just need to breathe. I'm just tired of hearing free speech. I'm just tired of hearing that word.
Dude,
that phrase.
Okay.
These guys, they just won't shut up.
I responded to it. He posted I don't know if we could find it, that tweet about free speech and how it's like, if we can't protect it on Twitter, we're going to slide into totalitarianism and everything.
Totally.
And it's like, just fucking relax.
Mm-hmm.
It's
it's Twitter.
Twitter.
We've been telling you people, and then other people are learning the hard way. So, for example, his boring company, which is such a fun, clever pun, is ghosting cities across America. Who'd have thought?
Well, that's okay. So there's also,
let's click that.
I'm sure people have seen the little clip from TikTok. It was, I don't know if it went viral on TikTok, but it went viral on Twitter. The guy who was like roasting us.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Which is fun. Like what?
The guy
I guess people are roasting him now, which is funny.
Oh, it's so great.
I don't even think we said anything about it, but these dudes who are just obsessed with him and like can't understand why there's any pushback.
Yeah.
On this guy's ventures.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't. They only see genius.
Only. And
this man is, he's changing the world. He's going to take us to Mars. You guys are just haters for no reason.
Yeah.
But then stuff like this comes out where it's like, this guy does things that have a real substantial impact on your life and makes your life worse.
Well, let's click this boring link.
I don't think you'll be able to see it because it's in...
it's behind a paywall?
In the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, God. This Wall Street Journal, man.
I gotta give all my logins to...
God damn.
Them for some...
Basically
what happens is that, cities are like, we would love to do a public transportation project. And they take bids on who's going to do that for them, right? They're like, who can build our tram from Chicago O'Hare to downtown Chicago?
Elon
And then
Musk.
they get a bunch of bids and they're like, this looks good, this looks good. And then Elon Musk comes in and he goes, I'll do it for $10 billion cheaper. And they're like, holy shit, Elon Musk, smartest, richest man in the world, says he can do it for cheaper and more efficiently.
Gee, wow. Sounds like a great deal.
And they go, okay, we'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they say no to all the other proposals. And then Elon Musk is nowhere to be found.
Does he get the money?
No.
Well, so what the fuck? He just like comes up and says shit and
he
then
just cancels,
nothing
he just
comes to
cancels
fruition?
other projects. Well, he did the Las Vegas 1.5 mile loop.
Awesome. So cool. Emil, you know what really makes me PO'd?
Hit me. What?
Just gets me, really ruffles my feathers.
What is it?
The lack of privacy online.
No, that bothers
These
me
days,
too.
man. I mentioned something about, say, underwears.
Right.
And then all of a sudden Instagram's showing me all kind of underwear.
It's insane.
It's nuts. It's
I
like the
mentioned the
phone's
word
listening.
Houseplant, and then everywhere I go,
Houseplant.
houseplants.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want
tracking
this
me.
houseplant?
Yeah. There's no privacy. Everybody's tracking my cookies and search history. They know what I'm looking at online, and it's a bummer. Because when I'm online, I prefer to keep my searches private. I prefer to do it in secret. Not because I'm up to no good, but just because,
A little bit. You're a kinky little freak.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. So today's sponsor is a little bit of a departure from our usual area of expertise, but let me tell you what, everyone listening to this needs a little privacy. And over 30 million people have already signed up for our next sponsor. You guessed it, private internet access.
Look, you want to be protected when you're searching online, all right? These days, getting on the internet without a VPN is a risky business. Internet service providers are tracking your every move. Big companies are profiting off you, and cyber criminals are trying to steal your data. Okay? To stay safe, what you need is private internet access, the most transparent VPN on the market. They keep no tabs on you, and their no logs policy has been proven in court multiple times.
Dang.
Private internet access hides your IP address and encrypts your internet connection. This way, you're in control of your data, and your digital life is shielded from snoopers. All you have to do is connect to a VPN server, and you're good to go. And it's all really easy since private internet access offers fast servers in over 80 countries and every U.S. state. Plus, private internet access works with all major streaming services so that you can access more content than ever before anywhere in the world. You'll love the convenience of private internet access. They have apps for all operating systems, and they're really user-friendly. One click, and you don't have to worry about anything anymore.
That's right. I'm telling you, folks, I've been looking for something like this for a long time, and I'm glad that I finally found it. It's easy to use, it's secure, it gives me peace of mind. I'm free to cruise the net at my own will, and you guys know what my searches can be like. I mean, I'm looking up crazy stuff like...
Don't say it.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know me by now, so keeping my private life private is extremely important to me.
So if you want to protect your digital life with private internet access now, it is time to subscribe. Head to piavpn.com/trill and get an 82% discount. Seriously, 82%. That's just $2.11 a month. And you also get 3 extra months completely for free. But you must go to piavpn.com/trill for a truly private digital life. One last time, that's piavpn.com/trill.
One thing just to back up a sec about that guy who did the TikTok about us. One of his points of evidence that Elon Musk is a super genius is he says he has kind of a, first of all, this guy's got a cute little thing where he says his L's as W's.
Who?
There are scientists from Yale, or people from Yale.
No, he doesn't.
He did. He says Yale as Yale. Yale.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Harvard, Yale, da-da-da-da-da. And he says they say with their words on camera that he's the smartest man in the world, that the smartest man that they've ever seen. Whoa, there it is. The fact that they said it on camera,
right?
Holy shit. Nobody lies on camera. Nobody's ever been bamboozled by a genius before. SBF, Elizabeth Holmes, Elon Musk, as we've continued to see. But yeah, it is amusing that they can't consider the fact. I mean, to be fair, there are some people who make a good point that even if he is a huckster, like we say, that does take a certain amount of brains, and I'll give him that.
Sure,
it does. It takes,
but at least call it what it is. You know, he's a great con man. Sure, man.
Yeah,
fucking carnival barker. We got it.
Yeah, and there were moments where Tesla was not minutes, but days away from having to declare bankruptcy, and through clever uses of tweets, vaporware,
government spending,
and really shady accounting practices, he not only avoided that, but then used that because the market was so convinced that Tesla was about to fail. There were so many people who were short the stock, and then that just made a short squeeze into high heaven. And there's all sorts of shit. I have the feeling that in years from now, it'll come out that there were certain people who were helping to financially engineer those short squeezes and gamma squeezes when they were just buying hundreds of millions of dollars worth of call options at just the right time. It was really something to behold. Really, really crazy shit.
I keep trying to remember now what the guy sounds like, and now I just picture him talking like a baby. Elon Musk
is a genius. Anyway, speaking of ripping.
Yeah, I don't want to give him more than.
Yeah, let's give him more than 15 fucking minutes.
Not 15.
We got as the title of this episode. Well, hopefully the title reflects this. But Jerome Powell, our boy.
Jerome Powell
made some comments at the Brookings Institute. Nobody knows what that is. I'm not going to bother to look it up.
Tank.
It's a think tank?
Yeah, it's like
so they put him in a big thing of water and say, no, don't come out of there until you give us some good ideas.
No, they try to come up with ideas for what the Democratic Party should do to be more like.
It's the Democrat thing?
I'm pretty sure it's a liberal think tank.
Isn't Jay Powell a Republican?
I don't think they never talk to each other.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, so the market absolutely ripped everybody's assholes and rallied. The S&P rallied just over 3.15%. I think the S&P was up from bottom to top over 100 points. The SPY was up like 10 points in kind. But he said a bunch of shit. Basically leading up to this, other Fed governors, I believe 3 of them, I can't remember their names. It was Brainerd and someone had been making comments that were incredibly hawkish, which is like negative. Hawkish is the same thing as bearish when it's coming from policymakers. They were just kind of reiterating the same shit that they've been reiterating, that, hey, everybody calm down. We might not pivot after all, and we might have to continue being incredibly, what do they call it? Not restrictive, but we might have to continue tightening into 2024. We might have to be tightening higher than we anticipated. Just really giving a bunch of negative shit, right? So what did that do? That kind of set the floor for anything that Jerome Powell said that is less hawkish than that was going to be good news, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's my guess. That's my interpretation of what happened. And so what did he say? He said one of the biggest things is Powell said that he thinks that there is a path. He now thinks that there is a path to a soft/softish landing without a severe recession. And he says that the path to that is pretty clear, that labor market softens, goods and housing inflation decline, and that this scenario is plausible, but he would not give odds on the likelihood.
I have to say, he says this like every other week.
That's what's frustrating, is it's like the Fed just wakes up and they're in bed with a reporter, and they're just like,
It's the same fucking thing.
Every time.
That quote could have been pulled from August.
Yeah. But, I mean, he did say some other things. He said, this is a big one. He said that the Fed is in a position where it can get inflation under control with unemployment still low. That's huge. To hear him say that kind of more or less definitively is a big deal. He said, quote, no one expected rates to rise this much or inflation to have spread so broadly. I think that there were a lot of people there, Jay Powell, who actually expected rates to rise and inflation to spread. There were a lot of people. I wasn't one of them, but on my Twitter feed, there were plenty of people who were disagreeing with, well, it wasn't all the Fed's fault, but he said that he doesn't want to over-tighten. So that's another thing that flies in the face of what the other governor said. Didn't want to over-tighten, which is why they're slowing down, and cutting rates also, though, isn't something that they wanted to do too soon. He said that the Fed has been, quote, pretty aggressive, but doesn't feel that it's appropriate to crash the economy and clean up afterwards. Huge quote right there.
Yeah.
And so what did the market
But again,
do?
that feels so weird that that's a huge quote. Like, it doesn't feel appropriate to crash the economy.
Well, because, yeah, everybody was saying
When is it
they have no choice. They've got to jack rates up to at or higher than the level of inflation. And that, but in doing so, it is a necessary evil that they would have to tank the economy and cause a severe recession and cause unemployment rates to spike. But now he's saying, hey, maybe we might not have to do that. Maybe it might not get to that point. Unemployment is still at record lows, and we might be able to have a soft landing after all. And that's just enough. It's really smart of him, actually, I think, because that kind of comment is just enough of a breadcrumb for the market to kind of recover. And if the market recovers, stocks obviously do well enough. Everybody's, as long as a stock is performing well, you're not necessarily having as much pressure to fire people and to do all the shit that would need to be done to salvage the price of a stock, right?
Yeah.
So, and if that happens, I don't know. It's all the janky economic.
I think Fed governors are having fun. They're like, we have so much control right now.
Oh, yeah.
And, okay, so what's odd is that they seem to just like put out stories and then tame the story. So it was already widely accepted probably in October that by December they would be slowing down, right? There was the big article. They're doing a pivot. They're going to do 50 basis points in
instead of 75
in December.
Yeah.
And it was widely accepted. And then you have some Fed governors being like, no, it's really bad. We're going to go even higher. Don't listen to the pivot. And then Jerome Powell comes out and is just like, actually, it's exactly what we said it was.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
It's, yeah, you have to wonder if they're getting together and sitting around sipping hot chocolate at a sleepover at Jay Powell's mansion, just going, okay, what can we do to like really fuck with everybody?
Who do you like? And you can't say no one.
Yeah. I love Jake Tapper. I love, who's the other, not Jake Tapper. Fuck. Damn it. I wish
Chris Hayes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I love, no, because we got to talk finance people, finance media people. I love Josh Brown. Oh, my God. He's so big. I just want him to like club me over the head and drag me back into his cave. Oh, my God. You're so bad.
Is that Jerome Powell?
No, that's Brainerd.
Who does Jerome Powell have a crush on?
Jerome Powell has a crush on, Maria Bartiromo. Because she's a Trumpy.
Yeah.
I love her lips. I wish she would give me some
sugar
for my little tiny butthole mouth. His little butthole. Hey everybody, there's no better way to spread holiday cheer than upgrading your style for all to hear. Thank you to our friends at Vincero for sponsoring today's episode. You might not be familiar yet with Vincero. They make exceptionally crafted and stylish watches at affordable prices. Listen, other premium handcrafted watches don't fit the everyday person's budget, right? I can name a few brands, but I think you know what I'm talking about. You can finally own a high quality and lasting timepiece without going broke. So if you're looking for the perfect holiday gift to help elevate your style or someone you love, save 20% off plus free shipping site-wide with our exclusive link, vincerocollective.com/trill. Support our show and check them out at vincerocollective.com/trill.
Vincero Collective is a premium lifestyle brand out of San Diego that also makes high quality and affordable sunglasses, jewelry, and more. Vincero designs everything in-house, sources their own materials, and produces in small batches. They are committed to doing things well or not at all. Their watches are a must, all right? Everywhere I go with this thing, people are asking me, where did you get that watch?
I was first, I think.
And I'm saying, bud, you gotta go to Vincero. They can elevate your look with a twist of the wrist. Made with surgical-grade stainless steel, durable silicone, and Italian marble straps, these sleek modern watches come with reliable automatic and Japanese quartz movements. They're also changing the luggage game. Vincero just launched their commuter bag. This is the ultimate travel bag specifically designed for someone who likes to look good while traveling.
That's me, baby.
That's us, baby. This product is made of 100% recycled nylon material, so it is lightweight and you can support a sustainable cause.
You know, my favorite feature of that commuter bag is the luggage pass.
Oh, I love the luggage pass.
So you can actually sit it on top of your suitcase hands-free. It is an absolute traveling game changer, man. Yeah, you worried someone won't like your gift?
Always.
Well, whether you need to return or swap, there's no problem. Vincero's 5-year guarantee and a 365-day free return policy has you covered. Whether it's a gift for yourself or someone in your life, add Vincero to the top of your wish list.
So what are you waiting for? Don't wait or it'll be too late. Get 20% off free shipping site-wide with our exclusive link, www.vincerocollective.com/trill. Support our show and check them out at vincerocollective.com/TRILL. Look good, feel good, and save big this holiday season with Vincero.
He did say something interesting. He said that he thinks the job shortage will spur labor replacement technology. So like robots and shit.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, aren't we already seeing that? I haven't been to a McDonald's in ages, but now don't you just order on a touchscreen?
Did you see San Francisco just passed and they said that robots could now use lethal force on like police robots?
They said
San Francisco approves use of remote-controlled robots to kill suspects.
Robots can be armed with explosives to, quote, contact, incapacitate, or disorient violent, armed, or dangerous suspects in extreme circumstances. Okay, extreme circumstances.
I will say, there's like a famous example where, I think it was Houston, there was a sniper, and they basically sent one in with explosives and detonated it near the guy because they couldn't get in.
That's cool.
So there's like obviously a extreme circumstance where...
Yeah, 2016.
But it's definitely a terrifying headline.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
You know, it's always okay, well now it's less extreme circumstances you can use it in.
Yeah, and look at this robot. It's got, for the audio listener, it's just a miniature tank with a gun on it.
It's
and
so scary.
Like several other gun-looking things. I don't know if they're cameras or what, but anyway, fuck them.
Either way, I'm excited to get mowed down by a robot.
Yeah, me too.
I've been training for this.
No tarot card reader could have ever predicted this. The clown card or whatever. Who would have thought?
Oh, this is bad.
This is bad. It's the clown card. Is there even a clown tarot card? Weren't tarot cards invented in the 70s?
You ask me these questions like Emil knows.
Come on, dude. Everybody knows that a guy who has hair past his ears knows a little bit about tarot cards.
I actually don't know anything.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, okay. Anywho, let's go back to the
reading.
Yeah.
Have you?
Have I what?
Gotten a tarot card reading?
Yes.
Anything about robot killing you?
No, nothing. There is this guy on TikTok who has these two metal rods. And when they turn in to each other, that means yes. And when they go outward, that means no. And he just sits there and he goes, will there be a major event in the next 10 years. And the rods just kind of go, and he goes, yes, thank you.
Insane.
It's incredibly silly.
The earliest references to tarot all date to the 1440s and 1450s.
Wow,
so,
I guess I was wrong.
Yeah.
That's rare that I'm wrong. Huh. There must be something wrong in the Matrix. So there was one more thing. So basically, yeah, the market rallied, and I made out like a bandit, which was nice. I did not make as much as I wish I
How much are we talking?
It was 5 figures.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. But I was down significantly leading up to that, so it was a nice little respite. And
so did it even out?
No, it went up.
Oh.
So, but so many... I'm curious to watch a lot of stocks that have been beaten up that were former darlings, like Twilio, Fastly, not Carvana, because Carvana I feel like is pretty fucked, but basically...
What are we going to do with all the car vending machines? What are we going to do with them?
Giant candy bars, dude. Giant gummy
figure out something to do with all
the protein gummies in there. But there is something... It's like not an urban myth kind of thing. It's like a myth on Wall Street. It's called the January effect. And it is when stocks that have been beaten up during the year tend to just tank continuously into the end of the year as traders and investors and whatnot sell those stocks to book the loss so that it can offset whatever gains that they've got on the year. It's called tax loss harvesting, where you go, all right, I made 100 grand this year, but I'm down 20 grand on this one. I might as well sell it so that I'm only taxed on 80,000 instead of 100,000, and I'll just rebuy it in January. And sometimes you can see stocks that have been beaten up in January just have a fucking a change of pace. So that's personally what I'm going to be looking out for. And also, I saw an interesting stat that from Thanksgiving to the last day of the year, the S&P is up 71% of the time. So perhaps we are setting up for an end-of-year rally. Oh, and one more thing. I saw that did you see this? It kind of was
you gotta tell me
all over Twitter. You want me to feed you?
Well, did you see that?
Barfing in your mouth. There was a trader that is making a $35 million bet. It came across the wires that some enterprising trader is betting like $35 million that the S&P is going to rally to at least 4175 by the end of the year. So who knows? That person's either going to have a Merry Christmas or a not very Merry Christmas.
Wait, by the end of the year?
By the end of the year. Yeah, that's only like, I think as of yesterday, it's only like 100 points.
Maybe I'll get in on that action.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
wait. Also, we're whatever.
What?
Like with talking about the Fed and Powell and everything, and we have some stuff in there about consumer sentiment reached an all-time low for the last 4 months. But if you look at, it's crazy. People are still spending like there's no tomorrow. Black Friday and Cyber Monday, both all-time highs. All-time high, like, number of shoppers.
You can still spend money, but feel bad about it.
True. I always feel bad about it.
Yeah, me too. Buddy, boy, I know I'm getting LASIK. I'm like,
but that's not something to feel bad about.
No, it's not, but it's thousands of dollars. It's like $4,600 that I'm getting financed.
You know what felt really good?
What?
I saw this sweater online that I wanted, and it was kind of expensive. And I bought it, and I just like felt bad about it the whole time. And then, but I was kind of excited about it. I was like, I liked it. And then I got it, opened the box, put it on. I was like, this fits like shit. Stuffed it right back in the box, sent it back.
Hell yeah.
Felt really good.
You know what's a good tactic? If you're ever feeling like you're going a little crazy with online shopping, just fill up the shopping cart and then leave it.
Jack off. Oh, yeah, leave it.
Yeah. You can jerk off if you want, but leave it and then come back to it a few days later and you won't care anymore.
Not me.
I don't know.
I tend to just think about it.
Well, let's get into Crypto Corner. Beep, boop, beep. La, la, la. Sam Bankman-Fried is just, he's on one. I don't even know
I
where to
don't
start,
understand
man.
what's going on. I don't know. He must have lawyers, and I don't understand why his lawyers aren't going, stop fucking talking.
It's probably smart because the more he gets into a thing, the more the lawyers are going to be needed. So they're just gonna.
Oh, they're like, let him.
Yeah.
No.
Keep going, Sam. No, you're doing great, Sam. Sammy, you're doing a great job.
He needs them either way. I think he's just making their job very difficult at this point. So,
should we play
everyone's been talking about how for some reason he was booked on the New York Times panel that happened yesterday.
Yeah, 2 days ago for you guys.
He talked about. I think they talked for like an hour and a half. He talked to Andrew Sorkin from the New York Times.
Yeah.
And then he also...
Wait, don't you mean Andrew Ross Sorkin? Aaron Sorkin is the filmmaker.
I said Andrew Sorkin.
Oh. I must have heard Aaron. Sorry. It's because they're so close. It's like
Right.
they're the same person.
I should have said Ross, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I said Andrew.
Go on.
But in my head, I did go, is it Aaron or Andrew?
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like I said Andrew, because I stopped to say, don't say Aaron.
And because you didn't say Ross, I was like, did he say Aaron? Man, dude, these edibles do be hitting.
Well, now I forget what I was saying.
He did the interview.
Oh, yeah. He did and he also did an interview with, is it Good Morning America at fucking George Stephanopoulos? This one I honestly found funnier because you guys got to see.
So we're going to.
There's a couple moments where SBF fully has to reboot his system after he gets asked the question, and I've never seen anything.
I have thoughts. Let's play this.
So there's a couple clips here.
ABC News reached out to Carolyn Ellison for comment, but has not heard back.
One of the reasons FTX went bankrupt is because FTX deposits were used to pay Alameda's creditors. Carolyn Ellison said you knew about that. Is that true?
You know, best I can tell, Alameda did have a big position open on FTX. That position, I think, was very over-collateralized a year ago. There was a total market collapse and, specifically a large correlated collapse in its assets, over the last month and to some extent over the last year that, threatened that position quite a bit. And I think that's, as best I understand, a lot of what happened there.
Okay, pause it. I am no cryptocurrency expert.
So he basically was just saying that Alameda had some over-collateralized, a.k.a. they borrowed too much money. They were on margin, on credit. They had these positions that were too big, and then when the market collapsed, those positions went belly up.
But that was not his question.
Right.
That was not the question.
I'm no finance expert, but I don't think you answered my question. I was asking, did you know that FTX deposits were used to pay off Alameda creditors?
Okay, wait.
I don't know of FTX deposits being used to pay off Alameda creditors.
Pause it, please.
Are you?
I believe him, actually. I think that he had... This kid was in over his head in such a way that it's astounding he was given the amount of trust that he was given. He was overseeing so many billions of dollars across so many different accounts, and when his little girlfriend called him up and said, I need money, he just, without thinking, sent it to her, not knowing that it was explicitly being used to pay back their creditors. He probably thought, oh, she needs some funds for a margin call that she's, maybe going to get.
But why is he being so careful? Why does he do a full...
Also,
Dude,
it is very funny how they turned up this mic sensitivity so you could hear his dumb little mouth
My man
sounds.
is talking to himself. FTX.
By the way, his voice...
If you didn't do what he... Say, no, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then explain that.
Well, he is. He's saying, I didn't know that they were being used for paying back the creditors. Continue.
But he's hiding something.
Which creditors are you referring to?
Carolyn Ellison said that you all knew that these funds were put into Alameda. They were the funds
Carolyn's such a rat.
Owned by your
depositors. Everybody knew. Yeah, you fucker.
So I can't speak for who knew what. A lot of the customers on FTX did have, borrowers either, in dollars or Bitcoin or euros.
But as you know, the FTX terms of service tell the people who signed up, none of the digital assets in your account are the property of or shall be or may be loaned to FTX trading. But you're saying that happened.
My understanding is a few things happen. The first is there is a margin trading facility on FTX by which users can lend out funds, by which other users borrow funds. And so there are explicit cases where there is, margin extended, where there is borrow lending.
If Alameda is borrowing the money that belongs to FTX depositors, That's a bright red line, isn't it?
There are a lot of cases where that's actually explicitly part of the
George
programs
comes with receipts.
And
Great.
that are
But
happening.
not
and
here.
people are
Here it
outraged.
says that the digital assets may not be loaned to FTX trading.
They didn't.
can't
They
be
got
loaned
loaned to
out.
Alameda.
There existed a borrow lending facility on FTX. And I think that's probably covered, I don't remember exactly where, but somewhere else in the terms of service.
But they'd have to approve of that. They're saying they didn't approve of it here. They're saying you approved of it.
If you rewind to the beginning of FTX, where
this may need some water.
Some customers were
Also, why are his lawyers not running and
I
going,
think-
we're done here. We're actually all good.
I think basically the terms of service say that the funds cannot be used for FTX trading. So his clever little loophole was, well, yeah, I'm going to loan it out to my girlfriend at Alameda. Which
But then George is saying that it also says without their approval.
So, okay.
And I guess SBF was the only one who was approving it.
By the way, Sam Bankman-Fried, his look and his voice, this guy's either got a massive hog or a little winky that looks just like him.
Why?
Just because that's the way it works with guys who look and sound like that.
Okay.
He's either got a forearm penis.
So I'm guessing you've seen a lot of guys who look like this as penises.
That's not what I meant.
That's just the implication I'm getting.
That is true. I see what I've done with myself here. I've seen penis. I've seen a lot of penis. I don't think that I've seen that many penises, but I just am going off of just a gut instinct by looking at him.
I know, but you didn't answer my question. It was, how do you know that that's what those penises look like?
Penises look like. Again, I don't really know. It's just a guess. So the terms of service at the gym say that other people could be looking at your naked body. So,
but with their approval, you can look at their penises in the locker room.
Right. Yes. Next question. What other parts from this?
We got to get the fucking Mark Cuban one.
I knew that legal was involved. I knew that other groups at the company were involved, that there were agreements drafted up.
But you're ultimately responsible.
And ultimately, absolutely, I should have been on top of this, and I feel really, really bad and regretful that I wasn't.
Yeah, he
and
fucked
a lot
up.
of people got hurt, and that's on me.
Here's what Mark Cuban has to say about that.
Yep.
He said, if I were him, I'd be afraid of going to jail for a long time.
Oh.
At the end of the day, it's not my call what happens, and the world will judge me as it will.
Are you worried about going to jail?
Please don't
There are
ask.
a lot of things that are worrying me right now. And, as best as possible, I'm trying to focus on what I can do going forward to be helpful and, let whatever, regulatory and legal processes are happening play out as they will.
I do want to move on, but just finally on this. This is really a yes or no question.
Yep.
Carolyn Ellison says you knew that FTX funds were being funneled to Alameda. Did you know that?
I knew that there is an open margin position there and that involved
I know, but that's not what I'm
$1
asking. If she's in court and you're in court and she's under oath and you're under oath and you're asked, did you know that these funds were being funneled to Alameda, what is your answer?
What is my answer?
I did not know that there is any improper use of customer funds.
He's like, what am I going to say in court? Am I going to lie? Am I going to lie or tell the truth in court?
Even if he is fully guilty and all that stuff, I just feel bad. I feel bad for anybody going through.
Oh, it's like,
it's awful. I put myself in his shoes and it's just, God.
You know when someone does something and you're like, I'm going to confront them. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
And then you do, and they start crying and you're like, this sucks. This not.
Yeah, that happens to me when they catch me looking at their penis and they're like, why are you looking at my penis in the gym? And I start crying. And I didn't the terms of service of the gym.
Right.
Okay, I don't know. Sorry, that was a bad bit.
Yeah, it was okay. It's kind of like
I was trying to call back.
Sure. The thing that just happened. I got to say, I appreciate the interviewer asking questions like that. I would love to see them, because I think they feel like they can go after the crypto stuff because it's all such a joke and, it doesn't matter. I'd love to see mainstream journalists actually ask bankers politicians,
Sure.
business owners, questions like that.
Yeah.
You know, don't let them off the hook.
Yeah.
I mean, that was insane. He asked the same question 3 times. He's like, I want the fucking answer.
Yeah.
And he came with receipts.
Speaking of crying, crybaby Bill Ackman thinks he's telling the truth.
I know. I saw.
He said, call me crazy, but I think SBF is telling the truth. And then...
You know who else is getting in on the mix?
Oh, our huge friend of the show, Kevin O'Leary, said... he said, I thought that this was sarcastic. I truly was perplexed. Kevin O'Leary, the guy from Shark Tank, the dick guy, the dickhead guy, said, I lost millions as an investor in FTX and got sandblasted as a paid spokesperson for the firm. But after listening to that interview, I'm in the Bill Ackman camp about the kid. He thinks that he's telling the truth too. And I kind of feel like it too. I think that he was more clueless than he was. I think he was clueless and negligent. And whether that was criminally negligent will be up for a court to decide. That'll be for the courts.
You think he had no idea what was going on?
I think that he had an idea, but I don't think that he truly had a grasp on the extent of the damage that had been done, and just, I mean, it was kind of a Ponzi scheme where they created their token, and they had so much shit tied up in their own shit, and when one thing collapses, that's all it takes to just make the whole thing collapse.
Their whole thing was such a mess. I mean, they asked him about because did you see the story came about he bought his parents some huge Bahamas house?
No.
They asked him about it in the New York Times thing, and he was like, I don't know. I don't think it was always going to be my parents. It was just that he like had no fucking idea what. Yeah, Sam Bankman-Fried said parents $16.4 million Bahamas house. $16.4 million Bahamas house was meant for FTX staff.
Man, this guy.
I mean, oh man,
yeah, look at that face. He's got a huge hog.
He had no idea where anything was coming or going. Andrew Ross Sorkin. Change your fucking name, man.
Yeah, dude.
All right?
Come on.
Aaron Sorkin's got a hold on.
Dude.
A Sorkin.
Yeah.
You're confusing me. But he asked him about because it had come out. He was not only donating to Democratic causes, he was donating to a bunch of Republicans as well.
Why? I don't get it. Why would he do that?
Why does every bank do that? Why does every
both, I guess.
Because whoever gets in, you want to influence policy to fit your business.
Yeah.
And he says, where did the money come from? And he just went, profits.
When did the crowd laugh at him? There's one final clip. Let's play
I think
here.
a lot of times.
Crowd laughs at Sam Bankman-Fried.
Profits?
Wait. He was... What's the context here?
Sort of think about myself and my own future, but I don't think this is it. Like, right now, I mean, look, I've had a bad month. This has not been easy, but that's not what matters here. Like,
can he hear them?
What matters here is
I don't
the
think
millions
so.
of customers. What matters here is all the stakeholders in FTX who got hurt and trying to do everything I can to help them out.
I hope he doesn't like jump off a bridge or something.
Right. That I mean, I don't want to see the guy
Louise.
kill himself, but
because like I've been in holes financially before, and it is.
I've been in holes before.
Yeah. What was his name?
It was some guy at the gym. I was trying to convince that you actually are allowed to look if you look at the.
Man, but it is. I've been the biggest hole I was in was like $120,000 that I had to get out of first before I could then go back to being profitable in trading, and it was soul crushing. And I woke up every day. I stopped waking up early for the market because I didn't want to look at the screen anymore, and that's when you know you're in real big trouble. And when my risk manager would call, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to fucking talk to this guy because he's a dick, and I'm partly in this mess because of him being a shithead. Neither here nor there, but I cannot imagine having that big a number looming overhead on a daily basis. Not only that, but
you're describing student loans for most Americans.
Yeah.
Me being one of them, it's not fun.
Well, and then to have billionaires and politicians and interviewers and random people on Twitter and everybody constantly giving you shit and asking you questions, and you're just a fidgety little big-dicked nerd. Just like, God,
It's
I wish
so
I could
fucking
just,
big.
I wish I could just go back to a month ago when I could just crank off and go gamble. With
I don't
all
think he
these
was
people.
cranking off at all. Not in that polycule. He never had
No?
to do anything himself.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Intern, some intern, come.
Fucking Caroline Ellis. She's fucking loose links. Loose lips sink ships, man. What's going on over there? Someone's got to talk to her.
Yeah, she's
singing like a canary.
Yeah, she seems like a special one.
A
really unique.
I wonder if the polycule is pissed. She talked to one.
They'll fuck about it. They'll
one
figure it out.
Bahamian investigator, and she was like, "Here's what happened. SBF knew everything I did. Okay."
That's so fucked up. That's why I think the fact that she said that tells me a lot. I think that she's trying to pass off the responsibility onto his shoulders, because ultimately it was his responsibility. But for her to say, "Oh, everyone knew,"
No, I don't think, because there was that clip from months ago where she's saying, like, remember that nervous clip? They're like, "Have you ever, gambled with or done any deal?" Like,
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, some people want to." It sounds like it was out of her control. She was like, "Some people wanted to do things that were a little," and she kind of like laughs it off. I don't think I mean, whatever. We'll find out.
Wow.
Do we have time? Do we have time? To talk
Tom?
about
Do we have Tom? Is Tom here? Luke, is Tom here?
Do we have time to talk about the Miami nightclubs?
Sorry, I just couldn't help it.
We should push the bonus.
All right, we'll talk about the Miami nightclubs in the absence of high-rolling crypto entrepreneurs.
We also got a bunch of shit to talk about in the after hours.
Okay, Ben just nixed it, so we're not.
No, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that too. Just saying we got other shit.
Oh, yeah,
too.
we also got. Oh man, we got fucking. Oh,
Cocaine Bear.
Our shit got cut off last time, so we're going extra long this time. We're gonna do an hour and a half. We will give you those.
We're going long, SBF Dick style.
Or some guy Ben's cornered in his gym locker room. Hey, I could see your face. I know what it's like. Take your towel off. I want to confirm.
I do think that is my useless superpower, that I can tell what a man's penis looks like by their face and their hands.
Can you tell what mine looks like?
Sure.
But you've seen it.
True.
All right, regardless. We're gonna do our hot takes that come up that got cut off. We're going an hour and a half.
That's it. See you there.
Love you. Bye.
This week on After Hours.
Holy shit!
Why don't we just say exactly what we said that got cut off?
I'm going to. I've always been Muay Thai.
Yes, he's peeing. Oh my God, yes. Okay, this is the worst voice memo I have ever sent.
Sign up on tmgstudios.tv to watch the full bonus episode.